My name is Zach, and I'm making a feature-length anime film from home. And this is part 2 of how I got started writing the script. And I'll start by talking about the paradigm of a screenplay. So there's Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Well, Act 1 is a setup, so we introduce the character, and you show what the film was about. And there's Act 2, the confrontation. The main character is going through it, and they're prevented from getting what they need. And there's Act 3, the resolution. And here's where you start to close things out. Does the main character get what they need? Do they not? Do they get married, divorced? The choice is yours. And you might be thinking, what are these things? These things at the end of Act 1 and Act 2? Well, these are plot points, which are essentially parts in the story that make you go. You can have as many of them as you like, but in my film, less is more. And then now it's time to write the story cards. And it's basically an index card with 2 important pieces of information on it. 1, the order it's supposed to go in, and then 2, a short description of the scene. And in general, it's supposed to be about 14 cards in Act 1, 28 in Act 2, and 14 in Act 3. And the good news is, if you already know the beginning of your script and plot point 1, congratulations, you now have story cards 1 and 14. Now you just need 12 more to finish Act 1. And then you just repeat the process for the other acts. And I didn't use physical cards, I just did it on Canva, but to each their own. And I like color coding them because it helps me know which goes where. And it did take me some time to put it all together, mainly because I was procrastinating during the process. Sometimes it took me a week or more between sessions. But, you know, it was what it was. And because of that, I wanted to make sure to be more on it when it came time to write the script. And essentially, it's a pretty straightforward process where sometimes I added the details, took some away, condensed a few of them, and sometimes I deliberately wrote more than I needed. That way I can condense it down later. And I want to stay as close as possible to the total amount of cards recommended in the screenplay book. You know, I'm a beginner, so it's best to stay close to the guidelines for now, and then when I get some more experience, I can riff a little more. And one thing to know is that if something changes in the beginning, it's going to affect other parts of the script. If something changes in the middle, it's going to change other parts of the script. If something changes in the end, it's going to change other parts of the script as well. So everything is connected. And if it works for the story, cool. But if it doesn't, try again. And then finally, I had all the story cards mapped out, and it felt great. And now I have something reliable to refer back to as I write the script. Then I also have the character biographies to help me figure out what a character would do, you know, in a particular situation that I put them in. And I was so nervous to begin writing because I had never done it in this way. Because for my short film Effect, I just went ahead and wrote the script. Like, I made the album and I knew what I wanted to say, so I just did it. With this film, I didn't know what I wanted to say in the beginning, and so this was a big help for me. And I think I'll continue with this method, and as I write more films, and I want to customize it further to fit my needs. But that's it for this video, and in the next one, I'll talk about how I went about writing the script. So until next time.